Hello? Testing? The testing? The testing? Mamma mia. Testing? Testing? Come on. Oh. No? It should be working. Huh. Weird. It should be working. Why is it not? Let me take a look at my channel here. Let me take a look at my channel here. Let me take a look at my channel here. Let me take a look at my channel here. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. Awesome. I didn't expect it to do that. Yeah, it works. Whatever. Stream's working. That's fine. That's all that matters. All that matters is that the stream is playing. Okay, give me 1 second. Where's the thingamabob? There it is. Okay, yeah. Let's get this show on the road. I'm sorry. For some reason the stream was not kicking on for like a good long minute. I don't know why. But yeah, whatever. It happens, you know? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I don't know. Okay, this is the last cycle. This is the beginning of the end for this game. Well, it's actually not true. There's actually 2 cycles left. So there's this one and then there's the speedrun cycle. There's the cycle where I just do it really fast. So this is your last chance to see all mini-bosses for Sekiro. Yeah, this is your last chance to see all mini-bosses for Sekiro. 1 second. Let me triple check one last thing real quick here. Because I can't get the stream to work on my cell phone. So that makes me nervous. That makes me very nervous. Let me look here. Yeah, it's ready. Okay, cool. Whatever. I don't know. My cell phone just cracked, I guess, or whatever. I don't know what's going on. Whatever. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna start with, we'll start with this guy. This guy doesn't really matter. So, I'm basically just gonna blast through him. One sec. There we go. I don't know what's up with that. My cell phone is just like being really, really weird. Okay, so yeah, typical thing here. Oh shoot. Well, whatever. This guy's easy. This is the last time we're gonna fight this guy though, so really drink it in. Really drink it in, because this is the last time we're ever gonna fight this guy. Boom. There he goes. Okay, now I already did kill Chained Ogre to get the Demon Bell. Whoop. I already did kill Chained Ogre to get Demon Bell, but I need Bell Charm. I need Heir's Bell Charm or whatever it is. Young Lord's Bell Charm? I can't remember. Okay. Yes, please give me the Bell Charm, old lady. Thank you. Very kind of you. Very kind of you to give me that sweet, sweet Bell Charm. So yeah, we're gonna need that for Hirata Estate. Cool. But yeah, honestly I think I can get through like most of this game in the stream. I feel like I can really blast through this game real good. This next guy is like the exception that proves the rule. Oh yeah, you know, one thing I learned, by the way, apparently is you can use armor stripping on Shigekichi the Red Guard. Which I did not know. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to sit here and we're going to do... We're actually going to have axe, I think, here. And the reason we're going to have axe is so I can use it to pick off enemies. To pick off enemies that I need to. I could also use gunpowder. Gunpowder is pretty good, too. But axe also gives you hyper armor, so it's, like, fine. I don't know why I'm killing these two. Never mind. Sorry. Apparently I'm just killing random enemies now. Which is fine. It's the way it is. Sometimes, you know? What are you gonna do? What are you really gonna do? Oh, well, you know what I need? You know what I need to do? Let's just go ham. Let's just go straight ham. Oh. Wow, these guys really are just completely clueless. Look at that. That is just ridiculous. Okay, that should be like almost everybody. Oh, we need to kill the guy on the wall here. Or the guy overlooking the arena. That's really crucial, and then there should just be only 2 more. Yeah, so you know what? Let's try blood smoking. I want to try blood smoking here. Oh wait, this guy too. I want to try blood smoke actually. It worked. Look at that. Whatever. Uh-oh. Wow. See, there you go. You can't ever relax. You can't ever let your guard down here. Huh? There you go. I sure learned my lesson. Boom. Wow. There we go. Okay. Oh. Yes, thank you. We're almost done. This is like the last. This is the last major. This is the last cycle with all bosses. This is the last cycle with all bosses. So, and then it's just the hardest part, and then it's just Mortal Journey, and then it's just all the whatever he calls them. Oh shoot! See, there you go. See that you can't ever relax. This game doesn't let you relax. It's like no. Oh. There we go, cool. Thank you, Mr. Goose YouTube. Thank you. I promise I'll bring you honor. I'll live up to the samurai code. I'll live up to the samurai code and bring you and the rest of the Delve Game Guides family honor. Through sheer excellence or whatever. Now, this is actually like the most dangerous part of the run, which is like amusing. This part, for whatever reason, is the most dangerous part, and I'm not really sure why. I would love to understand why this part is so dangerous, but I don't. You need like a degree in snake physics to understand how this fight works, and they don't explain it very well. It's like really easy to get through this area as like a first timer, and then it's like impossible to get through this area as like somebody who's played it like a million times. Yeah, see, he just sees me. Why does he see me? Why does he see me? And what did I do? What did I do there? I don't know. I actually don't know. Maybe if I just do this, maybe this will help. Yeah, he sees me again. Why does he see me again? I'm trying. Yeah, that's actually. Oh shoot. Yeah, you might be right about that actually. Like, I don't think ducking should make that much of a difference. I don't know. Go figure. You need like the world's... You need like a supercomputer to understand what this snake is doing or thinking at any given time. You need like a quantum gravity calculator or whatever. You need a TA84 calculator running the... That's true. I almost would prefer a poison swamp, honestly. That's the thing. I would actually prefer a poison swamp than the snake. But maybe I'm just saying that because I don't know how bad a poison swamp would be in this game. I guess there is actually a poison swamp in this game. And it's that area does stink actually. It's actually like it's actually like a really tough area, weirdly. It's like a weirdly tough area, for sure. Okay. Yeah, Gyobu. Gyobu time. Gyobu. This should be, well, I mean, I should mess this up completely in every way. Basically, how this is going to go is I'm going to screw this up, and it's going to look really bad. That's what's going to happen, and it's just how Gyobu is. You can't change the weather or whatever with Gyobu. Also, I'm 3 spirit emblems down. It should be fine. I want to try something. I don't think that worked. Why did it do that to me? Oh yeah, because I didn't rest at the bonfire. Oh. Yukazo, I say I should have rested at the bonfire. Oh shoot. These hitboxes are so weird. Yeah, whatever. We'll try it again. Yeah, see, that would be cool. A snake and poison swamp, that would be cool. I would actually be down for that. I'd be hardcore down for that. I would be like, yes, give me that. They should have, the cowards should have put that in the game. But they didn't want to be too cool. I don't know why I didn't rest at the bonfire. I think maybe I thought I didn't need it or something. Let's try that again. Let's do it right this time. You know what, actually? I'm gonna try something new against this guy. Dragon Flash has been my new thing. I've actually been really down with the Dragon Flash lately. Because it's a really good power. So usually I burn him, but it's kind of inconsistent, unfortunately. So instead I'm going to just start dragon flashing him. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I missed. Oh my gosh. It did a lot of posture damage though, look at that. Yeah, look at that. It does like a ton of posture damage, though. Okay, well, yeah, I don't know. This is what I get for playing games. Maybe I'll just like go back to. Maybe I'll just let's give Firecracker a shot here. Maybe. See, I've never liked Firecracker on this guy. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Whoops. Okay, let's try that again. I'm really sorry, everyone. I'm experimenting right now. That's what's going on. Is I'm actually experimenting to see like if there's like a really super easy way to do it. Dragon Flash is really promising, but at the same time, it like doesn't really like you can miss it on him, which I think is really bad. So you'll have to forgive me for experimenting on this guy. Well, we'll go back to Firecracker. I'll just Firecracker him really quick. Sorry. I'm sorry, everyone, for disappointing you all and letting you all down with my lack of skill. With my pathetic lack of skill. My promise to beat the game fast is dwindling. No, I wish the thing. No, I'm actually trying stuff out. I just suck at this guy for some reason because he's not important to know. You know, because he's like literally the first guy. So there's like no price for dying to him. You know what I mean? Like on the Gauntlets of Strength, I'm not gonna have to worry about it. There we go. I know. Like Dragon Flash, I legitimately thought Dragon Flash was good. But it's because you can't consistently hit it, it's never going to actually be good. That's the issue. I do feel bad, though, because this is supposed to be the penultimate cycle, and so I need to, like, not... Like, I don't know. It's crazy that I'm, like, I can't lock in on this guy. Especially considering I'm still going to have to beat this guy for the speedrun route. So this is not even the last time I fight this guy. I fight this guy 4 more times. Oh. Oh. See, look at that wacky hitbox. There you go. I think Gunpowder might actually be the way for him. Or possibly a combination of Gunpowder and Mortal Blade. Is probably what I'll do. For the Gauntlets of Strength. I was doing I think Flame Vent is still good against him, but I don't think it's good enough. Oh yeah, we need to boo. We need to do this stupid thing with Ishin Ashina. Always the worst part of the run is this Ishin Ashina bit. Yeah, so I think Dragon Flash was really good actually though. I think I could use Dragon Flash again, but I wouldn't actually need to hit it. So probably what I need to do is I need a Gunpowder and then Dragon Flash, and then Gunpowder and then Dragon Flash, and then I could probably kill him really fast that way actually. But I don't think that like hitting him with at a range with Dragon Flash is actually worth it. Okay. Hold up, we gotta kill these stupid, those dumb rats. This part's always so crazy to me, because I'm not sure why it's even in the game, but whatever, you know. We do what it takes. We do what we must because we can. That's what it comes down to. See, I was kind of hoping that I would like really speedrun through this, to be honest. That was my thought process. Is like, look, I'm gonna beat this so fast, and I've already died to Gyobu twice. That's just like insane. Like, who the heck dies to Gyobu twice? That's just wacky. That's like first time playthrough stuff. It's just wacky. What I'll do to try to optimize this route though is I'm going to kill the rats and then I'm going to go straight to Blazing Bull, and then I'm going to kill Blazing Bull. And the hope here is that I save like a little tiny bit of time here by doing it this way. Go. Okay, cool. So yeah, now I'm going straight to Blazing Bowl. I just go straight to Blazing Bowl. And then for him, I'm actually going to try Dragon Flash. I'm actually going to try Dragon Flash against him. Because it might actually be really good. If I can hit him square on the head when he during like a charge or something, it might be really awesome. There might not be enough room in the arena for it to work. But we'll see. There's a possibility the Dragon Flashing him is like really, really smart. And we'll see. We'll find out. We'll find out. This could be the new technique for this guy actually. This Dragon Flash. Because I was trying Shuriken and it's not that bad. It just doesn't do enough damage. But it's actually really good other than that. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh? Yeah, okay. Yeah! 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 Yeah. I'm not okay. Not perfect, but I think maybe it's a little I think I could probably just be using oh shoot. I could probably just get away with using yeah, okay. There's probably a faster way to do it, though. There's probably a much faster way to do it. That was bad. For some reason, I'm not doing that much. Oh, you know what it is? Because I'm hitting Gyobu on his horse. I'm doing like way more posture damage to him, you know. But in this case. I don't know, I don't feel like it does enough posture damage to justify hitting him with the, I actually don't think it does enough posture damage to justify hitting him with firecrackers. I would need, like, another setup. There we go. Uh-oh. If I die to this boss, I'm gonna be mad. And you don't like me when I'm angry. You, Mr. Pal, whatever. However this goes. Hulk. The Blazing Hulk or whatever. Oh shoot, that was actually really good though. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Once again, this is not the time to be experimenting, I suppose. You know what I might be able to do? You know what what was I gonna, I might be able to try gunpowder on him. Let's just try pure gunpowder. Let's just try to stack up his posture bar instantly with gunpowder. And just like kill him, quick kill him that way. Let's just try that. Oh, where even am I? I'm on this side of the wall. Yeah. We'll give that a shot. Oh. See, there's still stuff to learn. That's the problem with this game, is that you can tell that it's really dense. There's like a lot of really smart stuff to this game. But, it's like really punishing to try any of it out. Like that Dragon Flash stuff is like actually really cool. But I don't know if it's actually worthwhile tech. I don't think it is. I think it's not. I think that's actually not worthwhile tech against this boss. At least against this boss, right? Maybe against other bosses, that's a different story. But I think against this boss, that is not good tech. But it's interesting that it works at all. It is really interesting that that works at all. So I thought I would try that out. Oh shoot. Come on, man. You're wrecked by the combo. Oh my gosh. Yep, we're doomed. He's in like the worst possible position. Notice how he takes like no posture damage at all. I think his gun, Shinobi Firecracker isn't even that good on him because his head is where all the damage is. So I'm pretty sure there must be a combat art that's like probably really good against this guy. Dude, every like new player who thinks this boss sucks is completely correct. This boss does suck. This boss absolutely makes no sense at all. I don't know why they think that this boss ever made sense. It's like actually the worst boss in the game. Like legitimately the worst boss in the game. Yeah, well that's what I was trying Dragon Flash, I just didn't do it right. Because, like, Firecracker is, like, not even good against him. It's, like, actually kind of insane that Firecracker is actually not even good against him. That's the thing. Because, like, you hit him with the gunpowder. Okay, there it goes. No. I got him. Or no, I didn't get him, because he didn't hit a wall. Oh, Fire Umbrella? I want to try that. I want to try Fire Umbrella, actually. Thank you. Yeah, there you go. It worked. Fire Umbrella is one of those things where I see people on YouTube use it, but it's like really tough to use. I find it very difficult to use because the counterattack is not very big. The counterattack range is like really short. It's not like you leap forward or something. I know that it is OP, but also I like find it very difficult to actually. I find it not as easy. It's not as good at getting damage down though. Is the thing. Like, it's a really consistent block, and it's a really consistent counter, but it's not as... It doesn't do as much damage as other things. But I know that it is OP, for sure. Well, that's the thing, right? Is it, like, you can... Like, usually I like to Mortal Blade, because you just get more damage with Mortal Blade. But I do know... And I'm also... The other problem with it is I don't have the muscle memory for it. I haven't built the muscle memory for Umbrella. That's part of the problem. Entirely new set of muscle memory with it. Because you have to hit trigger, you have to hit right trigger instead of left bumper, and that's like that I think is probably the most difficult part about it. So it's like really tough to actually justify using. Well, yeah, that too, of course. So you also need projected force. Not that that's like, I mean, you should have projected force anyway, honestly, because that's like the most overpowered. Because living force is like the most overpowered skill in the game. Oh, shoot. Living Force is like the most overpowered skill in the game, so you should have Projected Force anyway. I think. In my opinion. So, like that's not the issue. Projected Force is not the problem. In my opinion. Yeah. Oh, I aerialed there. Because you can do that against like all mini bosses, and it's like really great. Against like most mini bosses except like Blazing Bolt and stuff. And you can even use oil. If you really want to, you can even use Flame Vent against most bosses. Against like Genichiro and stuff, because you can actually oil him beforehand. Oh, he's still alive. I forgot shadows die twice. I forgot the entire premise of the game. Ugh. Love the Gwyn grab on these guys, actually. It's a neat little touch that they have the Gwyn grab. Oh my gosh. There we go. Yes, because so Flame Vent, yeah, so like that's what I'm saying, Living Force is actually really good. Like you need Projected Force because you also get Living Force. Yes, thank you. Thank you. That guy, that's like the last general too. Those general guys actually can be a pain if you don't do them right. Oh shoot. wrong way of doing that. I do jump over those guys and succeed most of the time. It's only like once in a while that the jumping over them doesn't work. Oh god. Oop, there we go. Yeah, well, no, you don't even need, yes, exactly, the Living Force on those. You don't need oil for those, but yeah, like I can oil Genichiro and burn him, and it's actually not bad. It's not necessarily perfect. Oh yeah, oh that's there you go. That's the Mistraven is the other one, so it's Umbrella. Oh come on. Wanted to backstab this guy. Oh shoot. He kills me. Come on then. Now I gotta go to the bonfire. Oh wait, I guess I can go to the next bonfire. So I kill him out of habit because he can drop a Divine Confetti. Is that sorry. Interesting. Yeah, Mistraven's probably one of the most underutilized ones. I actually use every prosthetic except Umbrella and Mistraven, which is probably there's probably a way to make use of those. There's probably some optimal. Honestly, maybe I should try Mistraven against like Yobu or something. Like that sounds really stupid, but you will hit his body. You are like guaranteed to hit his body with Mistraven, right? So maybe like Mistraven is really good against Gyobu or something. I don't know. Mistraven and Umbrella are the two. And then, like I said, the problem with Umbrella is the timing on it. Yeah, I think the problem is I don't see Mistraven against Miss Noble. Against Miss Noble, yeah. I read that and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be. You had me. I like that. You really caught me. You caught me off guard with that one. That was good. I was like, oh, he's gonna say something, and then it's Miss Noble. Yeah, Miss Noble truly is. Okay, we're gonna try Umbrella against this guy. What? What? Boom! Take. Oh my god! Oh! Sorry. Oh my god, okay. Oh shoot, I goofed it up. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize your game. Oh! Ugh! Never mind, okay, that was so cool. Never mind, okay, I've been sleeping on I have been sleeping on Umbrella, don't get me wrong. I know, that was so ridiculous. I have been sleeping on Umbrella. To be fair, this guy's kind of gimmicky anyway. To be fair, this guy's pretty gimmicky, but okay, that was really cool. I did like that. That was really awesome. What do I use against this guy again? Nothing? Do I actually use nothing against this guy? I think I just use nothing against this guy. Oh, for a while. I picked it up relatively recently. I picked it up maybe like a couple months ago. And, but I really got into it. I was really like, okay, this is awesome. And I usually do Dark Souls content, so I was like, let's do Sekiro. And, yeah, this actually might be my favorite, like, before, this actually might be one of my favorite Souls games. Oh yeah, I'm at like 150 or 170 or something like that. I'll use gunpowder against this guy. I forgot, or I can. You don't really need gunpowder until the Inner Genichiro version. If you're doing the regular version, you don't actually need gunpowder on this guy. But like you can knock him out for Inner Genichiro, knocking him out of this attack with gunpowder is actually really smart. It's like blocking that whole combo is like really tough. Ooh. Yeah, see, watch. Yeah, so this is my like 15th or 16th playthrough or something like that, I think. Usually I don't do mods, generally, just because I've never done mods in the past. I've never been a mods guy. You know, that's kind of the issue with mods. And my expectation is they're either kind of like... The main issue I have with mods is they're either like low effort or too crazy in a lot of cases. The bigger issue with mods is I do want to move on to something else in the future. It's not just I've never really been a mods guy. Even like Minecraft and stuff and Skyrim and stuff, I've never really done mods. The bigger issue is, honestly, is like at some point I have to move on to something else. It's just my modus operandi. And so like if I start playing mods, I run the risk of playing this game forever and ever. Which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for sure. But I don't know if I'm like I don't know if I want to like I really want to play other games. Like I want to play Skyrim next and stuff like that. Skyrim in particular I want to play next. I want to play like a ton of Skyrim. And so that's kind of the issue. That's unfortunately the biggest problem with mods. Is it's just an easy way to cut down on, you know, like there could be some really insanely good mods out there and they probably deserve to be played. But like there comes a point where it's like I have to move on to another game and that's just the easiest way to do it. Yeah, I'll see. You know, I'm keeping an open mind. I'm not going to say no to mods completely. I'm never going to be like, oh, the mod is just out because it's a mod. Unfortunately, that's kind of been the practical reality of things. For me personally, but it's not out of the, but like I really should keep an open mind about mods because you never know. You really do never know what a mod can do for you. So yeah, that's the sort of thing where I need to I do need to like kind of suck it up and consider some mod stuff. But I think for right now I'll look into it. That's for sure what I'll say. I could maybe that could be something in the future. Yeah, well, I mean, if they're saying good things about it, they probably. I mean, like, look, mods. There's some great mods out there. You know, like, there's some insanely good mods out there, for sure. Like, it's just a matter of like which ones are the really really good ones. LMTSR. See, I've never heard of LMTSR. I need to look it up on YouTube. Is the thing? Let me look it up really quick. We'll do a little bit of learning. This is now an educational stream. LMTSR mod. Let's look into it. Long may the shadow reflect. Interesting. Whoa, cool. I like it. Yeah, I'll consider LMTSR and all this stuff. I'll look into it. Oh yeah, I need to look at the incense burner. Sorry, this is the RP section where I have to learn the truth about the divine dragon or whatever, and I have to read the books. Me and Kuro here have to hit the library, start reading books. He's reading freaking Hop on Pop or whatever. He's reading he's sitting there reading Dr. Seuss. He's like, Wolf, check this out, and it's like one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. He's like, check this out, and it's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Look at this text I found, and it's you know, something like that. Fox in the Sock, exactly. You're sitting there, Kuro's like, check this text out, Wolf, and it's Fox in the Socks, exactly. It's where the river goes or whatever. That's another Dr. Seuss one. Okay. About Immortal Severance. Yeah, and then I would go to Ishinashi and he's like, I found this book. And it's like, it's something like that, yeah. Oh, the places you'll go, Wolf. Exactly. There you go. That's a classic, yeah. Boy, there's a lot of those books, huh? He wrote a ton of books, didn't he? Now that I think about it. There's a lot of freaking books by Dr. Seuss. Which is the one of the Sneetches again? The Stars Upon the R's or whatever? I can't remember that one. I don't think I ever read that. I think I saw the cartoon adaptation of that one. Is the one that I saw. Man was him after all. Yeah. Girl's like, yeah, first read this, and then here we go. Yeah, it's green eggs and ham. Good old green eggs and ham here. He's like, you gotta check out this book, Wolf. Yes, I did. Okay, Sakura Flowers. Okay, I think we just go straight to Senpo Temple here. I don't. Let's see. Oh wait, we need to get the Bell Charm. I think we do. Hold up. We gotta blast his dialogue here. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, that's it. So the problem is I have to do all that because if I don't talk to him extensively right now, I'll have to do it later because I need Father's Bell Charm. So we're gonna drain these characters' dialogue. Yeah, she's gonna hang out with me. We're gonna chill. Okay, or whatever. Okay. Okay. Okay, cool. There we go. You know, it's funny actually, because I'm not I was as a kid I loved Christmas actually. That's actually the funny thing is that I was the opposite. I was the kid. We'd go to the mall on Christmas when I was a kid, and there would be like the big, huge, elaborate displays, the elaborate Christmas displays, and I loved that crap. I was all about that. That was the kind of stuff that I adored as a kid. I was like all the puppets, all the weird. There's kind of this weird mall near where I lived, and it's torn down now. But basically, every Christmas they'd have these really elaborate displays. They'd have these big, huge like puppets these big, huge puppets and these giant balls. You know, like giant. This is the wrong way. Giant. This is absolutely the wrong way. Giant. I can't remember what the balls are called. The big dumb Christmas balls. Giant ornaments or whatever. And you'd see those in the glass. They'd be sitting on the glass, you know, the elevators and stuff, and I loved it. I couldn't get enough of it as a kid. That was like my favorite thing. And so it's kind of ironic because I'm like the opposite. I'm like the anti-Grinch in reality. Or at least I was when I was a kid. That was me as a kid long ago. But it's been a long time since then. And like I said, that mall is torn down. There's actually a different mall in its spot now. But I don't know if they have as elaborate Christmas displays. Man, those are good times. That was, boy, that was all. I don't even know when that was. That would have been in the early 2000s, I think. That would have been like in the year 2001 or something. Sorry not to get wistful. That's actually really crazy. I didn't know Dr. Seuss hated Christmas so much. Because of all like the random crap. All like the, you know, the dumb lights and everything, yeah. Like I can kind of respect that, I suppose. But like I said, I was 100% the opposite as a kid. That was like the highlight of my year. That was like the only thing I remember from that time. From when I was that old. It's like the one thing I remember was that. Okay. I'd never heard that though. It's really cool. So I can't remember what it was. I read the one with the where the river goes or whatever. Beats a little bit more. I don't know. Well, that's the thing, right? Is it like, to me, it was never, it's not like my mom put up big, huge decorations, right? You know, like my parents didn't put up decorations. They didn't do the whole Christmas thing. But going to a public place, but that's the thing, right? Is that they never could have. You know what I mean? Like from my perspective as a little kid, what was so cool about the decorations at this mall was like, it was impossible for a normal person to achieve that. You know, you have like this giant Christmas tree, this like massive, like Harry Potter-esque Christmas tree, you know? And, you know, it's like even if my parents had tried to do Christmas decorations, it wouldn't have been as fascinating to me, I don't think, you know? I think part of the deal was that it was something so big and illustrious that a normal person could not possibly have done it. It required a special degree of organization, you know? It required a certain kind of institution and a certain special degree of organization. And I think as a kid, that's what I really appreciated about it. And so the funny thing was, it was never, to me, it wasn't about consumerism. It was about the, I guess, as a kid, you know, to me, it wasn't about the idea of buying and selling stuff. It was about, which it kind of was, right? Obviously, it's a big mall and all this stuff, right? But to me, it was all about the, the spectacle, you know, the amazing spectacle of it. Because that's the thing, is that, well, every year we'd have a Christmas tree, right? But the Christmas tree would be like a little tiny one. We'd have like a little tiny synthetic one that just like lit up, you know. And that was our Christmas tree every year. It was like a little tiny synthetic Christmas tree. We didn't have like a fancy Christmas tree. We didn't like go like get an actual tree. We didn't put stuff on it, you know. That just wasn't the deal for us. But I did like that. I did like the fancy setups. And even today, I find them pretty fascinating. Even today, like, you'll go to a public place and there'll be just like a massive tree. And you'll be like, where did they get this tree? Why did they get this tree? How did they decorate it? All these questions. And, you know, it's one of those things. But I think even if that's the funny thing, right? An actual point of fact is, like, I don't think I would ever buy, like, a tree and put it in my house. I don't think I'd ever do, like, a Christmas tree. And the reason why I don't think I'd ever do a Christmas tree is because, for the same reason why, you know, I just think that it's, like, you know, the real interesting thing about a Christmas tree is when they're just, like, insanely massive and weird. When, like, a Christmas display is just so insane that it makes no sense. That's what I think is, like, the true meaning of Christmas. The true meaning of Christmas is for a Christmas display so gaudy and repulsively complicated that yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'd ever do like a Christmas tree type deal. I think you know, them getting, you know, I think one tree every big building is like, okay, whatever, right? You know, one big tree in every you know, major building, but I think a lot of people having trees is just like, I don't know. I mean, someone's got to grow those trees, which I guess is the point of it. Yeah, that's the issue. That I think is it. I think is it. Yeah. I think for like a big business, it's like, you know, where they have janitors and stuff. It's like, yeah, okay, sure. But I think for like an average person, it's like, it gets to be a little crazy. That's the thing. See, what I should do is I should move to Australia and I should get a eucalyptus tree. I should have a Christmas eucalyptus. At a hardwood. And it should take me 30 years to cut it down. And then, yeah. That's what I should do. Instead of a pine tree. Oh, do you only plastic one? Oh, you mean like plastic pines? That's interesting. So you don't do local trees at all? Or I don't even. Are there conifers even on Australia? Or no, there are. There's some like weird old conifers, right? Oh shoot, this is not gonna kill. Yeah, I forgot about this guy. Oops. They actually found some really ancient conifers on Australia, I think. They found some like super rare, ultra ancient conifers, like some fossil trees. Like some trees that only appear in the fossil record, but like in real life in Australia. There's like a grove of them somewhere. So there are conifers, yeah. But I don't think they're conifers in the same way that we have conifers here in North America. I think they're like a different kind of thing. But no gum trees or whatever. No Christmas gum trees. This isn't gonna kill. No. Will let me pine. Oh yeah, that's yeah, something like that. So I guess a deciduous tree you can't. Or no, but aren't some of those trees evergreen technically? Oh yeah, because it's summer and everything. Yeah. No duh. But aren't a lot of those gum trees like aren't a lot of those gum trees like technically evergreen? Yes. Well, that's what I'm saying though, is because it's subtropical, don't some of those trees never lose their leaves? Okay. Please kill. Yes, thank goodness. Oh no, it didn't kill! Why? Why? Yeah, so technically any tree could be a Christmas tree if you really think about it. Well, I guess it's summer anyway, so that, you know. How did that not kill? Yeah, well, Japan is, That really? You live in Japan? Interesting. See, I actually speak Japanese a little bit. I'm not really actually competent at Japanese, but I can tell stories and stuff. I can talk about like my heritage and stuff like that. I did, yes. Where he, like if you screw up on him enough, he like hints. He like hints at what you're supposed to do. Yeah, そうだね。話せる。ちょっと話せるですね。わかりませんけど、or わからないけど、よくわからないですね。私の家族ですね。2世だった。日本から100年前にぐらい来た。この国に来たですね。それでそんな興味。日本語の日本のクラスですね。いや、そうですね。日本のクラスにこのシティによく日本の顔、日本にアジアから人みたいですね。Or not be Thai. Let's try. Anyway, yeah. So you see the limitations of my skills. 日本のような形人ですねがあります。人の家族ですね。日本人ですね。Okay. So now, who's it next? It's the stupid centipede, right? Yeah. Well, I don't practice as much as I should. That's the problem. I've been trying. I haven't practiced in a couple days, for example, because, like I've been playing Fire Emblem 7. You know Fire Emblem 7? I don't know if you know Fire Emblem 7. It's like a, you know, but it's like so much dialogue and it's very difficult to get through. It's like a lot of work, and it's like not a bad thing at all. But it's like so much work to do, you know. Wait a minute. Let me check something really quick here. Okay, cool. We can try this. Yeah, eventually I should, Yeah. Well, and so it's like, the thing is there's no Hurigana. Hurigana ga nai desu ne. それで、全部の漢字探していて。What's have to do? 探さなければなりませんですね。本当に。難しいよ。電話のアップがありますね。払った。アップの電話のスマホアップアップ I don't know 払ったWhy does this cost a spirit emblem every time I do it? Why does that cost a spirit emblem every time I do it? It just makes it so impractical. Can I projected force him or something? Let me try that. Oh no, okay. Apuri desu ne. Oh, そうだね。そうですね。そんなことですね。Why does that cost spirit emblems to use? I could probably do the counter on the last one. See, there's so much depth to this game, but I just can't unlock all of it. Apuri desu ne. See, I just learned again. What's it, wait, let's see here. Let's see here, so, no, what is it? Narao. Narai chatta desu ne. Mada narai chatta desu ne. There's music everywhere for those with ears to listen. As the saying goes. Thank you. I mean, yeah, obviously I guessed it was something like that. Apu. Like some of the Simpsons. Apu. from the Simpsons. That's funny that it's short for application. Application. I can imagine like an instructional video that like says application, where the guy's like, application garimasu. something like that. Let's see here. So we go gotcha-in. Yeah. That would be pretty funny to see. There's a Red Letter Media video. Okay, wait, I don't need that. Let me check something real quick here. Can I? I can. Okay. But I think it's not worthwhile to do relative to Susan. I want to try this against the guy. I want to try to parry the last swing of the claw swipe and then just like go like bam. I want to try that. That's like on my list of things I want to try. For sure. Or I could do it against headless, maybe. Maybe that's what I need to do is... Well, I don't think it's good against headless. Because I think it's tough to know when headless's combos end. Is the problem with doing it. So it actually makes more sense just to use Malcontent, I think. Which, like, is really stupid. Because Malcontent is, like, really bad. But, well, it's not that bad, but, Elusive Hell, although... Okay. This is the monkeys. Obviously the hardest boss of the game, other than Miss Noble. We just got Gene Sugar, and then we just, like... sneak up. Shh. Bam! Bye-bye, Saru-chan. Haha. I hear you, monkey. Okay. Then, sea monkey. So why are you, what are you doing in Japan? If you don't mind me asking, what are you doing in Japan? Do you have, like, like, who do you work for? Because I would never, I don't think I'd ever want to go to Japan. But it's so crazy to me that people are in Japan all the time. I'm always like, what are so many people doing in Japan? It's like the wackiest thing. To me. Oh, okay. Yes, that's kind of the idea I get. That's kind of the that's really cool. That's actually really cool. That's actually really cool because I think there was a time when, but I mean that's how you do it. You work in like a technical sector with a big like Western company or something, and that's how you really do it, I guess. But I see so many people on YouTube and stuff who are in Japan. And they're doing, like teaching kids or whatever, and then YouTube on the side. And that's where the actual, like, money is. But it seems like it'd be really tough to live in Japan for a long time. I have to admit. I don't even know if I ever even want to go to Japan, just because it's such a it's so long away from where I am. It's like a 12-hour flight or something. Or it's like 10 hours or something from where I live. Because I have to travel all the way over the entire Pacific Ocean just to get there. So I don't know if I'd ever want to go there. Well, I mean, to be fair, to me, I'm really susceptible to air travel. Air travel makes me very sick. So that's part of the issue is like I don't know if I ever really could go to Japan just because I'd have to go through a plane to get there. That's kind of the issue. So it's like even if I wanted to go to Japan, which I guess I kind of do actually now that I think about it. But it's really cool that there's more people who have... Yeah, that's the problem. And so, I mean, like, maybe what I could do is I could take, like, a plane to, like, an island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean and stay there for, like, a week or something, and then carry on to Japan. You know what I mean? Like, there's definitely ways that I could probably make it work. But it's a big issue. Going basically straight there would be a nightmare for me. I would probably have to like go to like Hawaii or something. Yeah. There's places to go. That's actually a good point. There are definitely places to go there that'll accommodate me for sure. But I'd have to go like 4 to 6 hours. Or is it really close? I thought it was like halfway there. See, the Pacific Ocean is so big. I don't even know what's going on inside of it. It's like a massive body of water that is like infamous for being like the biggest body of water. Yeah, oh yeah, culturally, yeah, I see what you're saying. Because there's like tons and tons of Japanese people there and stuff. Or tons of people who are descended from Japanese people, or whatever. Yes. Well, Hawaii, I've never been to Hawaii, because once again, that's one of these places that's really far away. It would, like I said, it'd be like a 6-hour flight or something to Hawaii from where I am. What I could do is I could go to California, I guess. I could fly to California, stay there. If I really ever wanted to do it, what I'd have to do is I'd probably have to take like a bunch of time and just like go to California and stay there for a bit, and then fly, then carry on to somewhere in the middle of the Pacific Ocean and stay there for a bit, and then carry on to Japan. Because like even going to Florida was so hard on me. Even going to, like, I've been to Florida many times, and every time it's been a nightmare. Or not every time, but a lot of times it's been really hard on me. Yeah, that was the sort of thing, is that, like, I could do it, for sure. But not right now. Not right now. I don't have the ability to right now. But if I could ever get a situation where I had, like, a ton of time off or whatever, maybe we were doing. But I don't think I'd impress anybody that much with my Japanese skills. Maybe if I keep practicing. I've been trying to work out, like I said, the reason I've been playing Fire Emblem is to work on my literacy, you know? Like, that's what, oh. Come on, do it. Oh, come on, there it goes. Yep. Yeah. You can one-shot the Taro Troopers with that, with Divine Abduction. I don't think it's worth it for these guys, though. Honestly, it might be worth it for this guy. It might actually kind of be worth it for that guy. Oh. But that basically means you don't have to fight the Taro Troopers. That guy in the red guard. You can also do it on the red guard, but the timing is very tight. The timing window for the backstab is very tight, because you have to hit it, and then the backstab mark will appear, but you have to hit it right. You have to time it correctly, or else you won't get the backstab. So it's one of the crazy things about I think Divine Abduction is probably the most underrated tool in the game, but it's only good in, and you could even use it against this guy. The crazy thing is, you could even use Divine Abduction against this guy. Because with Living Force, what you do is you buff up, and then you hit him, and then you get like a bunch of free really good hits on him. So there's actually you could absolutely use. In fact, I'll even do it. I'll show you. Yeah, see, it's like I just get a bunch of free hits in on him, no questions asked. It's just like so good. Oh yeah, but it's not gonna stagger him like Flame Vent will. So that's like the main reason not to do it. But I actually use it against oh boy. Come on. Ooh. Oh, come on. Those have the one-shots too. Yeah, so someday I might go to Japan. It's on the list of places I need to go. Or if I'm going to travel overseas, that's where I'm going to go. That or maybe like Australia for the memes. Because I want to see, like, you know, the animals and stuff, the people or whatever. The trees and the wilderness and the because it sort of is like America, I guess, you know. But obviously it's like way different because of the ecology and everything. Drop bears, yeah. Oh no, I'm dead. Yeah, I want to see the drop bears. I want to see the gum trees. The gum trees and the drop bears, and also it's one thing about Australia that's so weird to me is there's like no mountains. Like, you know the place you call the Blue Mountains? Okay, that was sad, unfortunately. I'm sorry. You know the place you call the Blue Mountains? As far as I can tell, those are not mountains at all. Those are hills. The place where I come from, that we have real mountains. Mountains are like an actual thing. Not to be like that. I'm sorry. I don't want to sit there and be like that. But it is important to understand that what a mountain is relative. You know? Because like it's like I walk out of my apartment and I can see in the distance big, huge Rocky Mountains. Literally. The Rocky Mountains. Yes. I can see big, huge Rocky Mountains right out of my window. And that's important because, but I still want to see but in reality, Australia is like very flat. in actual point of fact. And so I'm like crazy about that. I'm like, I want to see that. Because Australia is actually kind of like the place I come from. In terms, you know, like the desert and stuff. Like, we have that here. That's actually what Utah is like. Is like it's a big, huge, vast desert. With a couple sporadic mountains. Dotting it. With like a big ridge of mountains that run all the way up and down it. But most of it is actually deserts. And so like a really classic Utah site. A really classic Utah vision is like a big huge desert. Kind of like the Outback a little bit, but with like some big mountains in the background. And that's like very, very Utah. And so I'm like kind of amused by Australia, by the Australian desert, by the Outback, because it's probably a harsher, I think it's a harsher desert than the one I have here. It's actually probably a harsher desert than the West Desert. That's what we call the desert here, is the West Desert. It's probably a harsher desert than the West Desert. But to me, it looks very similar. To me, I'm like, okay, this looks kind of like home. So I'm like interested in like seeing a flat version of Utah. To be quite honest. But the funny thing is what makes Utah so different from Australia is in fact the mountains. Because we obviously have that's the reason why we all have clean water here in Australia, or in Utah, is because the mountains is where that comes from. So the reality is that the Utah desert is much nicer. I wouldn't say nicer, right? Nicer is relative, but the Utah desert, it's much easier to get clean water in the Utah desert and stuff. So it's like it's not as much of a desert really as like the Outback is. The Outback, I think, is much more formidable a desert in reality. But they look superficially, they look kind of similar. Is the idea. Which I'm amused by. I'm like very amused by that. We got lizards and stuff here too. We got little lizards. There are big lizards somewhere, but I don't think they're this far north. I think the for whatever reason the cold winter is or something. Somehow the little lizards do better in the cold winters or something. Uh-oh. There we go. Yes, that's the main difference, actually. So you can tell that it's very obviously different. It used to be, it's really more like a dry grass prairie, almost. It's almost not even really a desert. Because it was mostly a dry grass prairie for thousands of years. The thing is that it's gotten drier in recent millennia, or recent centuries. So I think there was a time, like 1,000 years ago, where there was more water in the area. And the theory goes that archaeologically they've shown that people moved out of the area because it got drier. So there used to be more human habitation before the arrival of Europeans. But that human habitation dwindled in the area because it got drier. And then the other thing is that, and then cattle ranching essentially took out large swaths of the dry grass prairie. So now it's mostly covered in scrub. Yes, and then it's actually a plant called sagebrush, is what it is. And so yeah, I've seen lots of sagebrush. Yeah, it definitely does. It wouldn't be a western. It wouldn't be a true western scene without some mountains in the background, for sure. So, like, when you think of, like, iconic western movies, and you think of, like, mountains as being in the background and stuff, or you think of, like, paintings of the American West with, oh. You think of paintings in the American West with, big old mountains in the background? Yeah, it wouldn't quite be the same without that, I don't think. And it's like, there's that even down in, like, Arizona and stuff, you know? But that's the thing, is that anything that's anything that's a western, other than westerns shot in Europe, obviously there's some westerns that are just straight up shot in Europe, in like Spain or something, right? But anything that's really a western does not take place in Texas. Texas is like flat. Texas is like mostly flat. Texas is like flat and it's really wet, actually. No, I have not. What is this so-called proposition? The proposition. Let me take a look at this. What's this so-called the proposition? So Texas is like I said, Texas is very different. If it takes place in Texas, it is not actually the American West. Texas is like I wouldn't say it's like part of the. It's the western half of Texas is kind of dry, is drier than the eastern half, but the eastern half is very, very, very like jungly. Oh, look at this! Look at this! Look at this! This is so cool. Oh, it's shot in Queensland. Look at this. This is the coolest thing I see. I didn't even know about this. How many of these are there? Because I know there's a bunch of ones that were shot in, yeah, so this is you'll notice that the landscape does not, to me, look very, like the American West at all. Like, you can see in the background there's these two actors, and there's, like, this giant flat plain behind him, and it's dry. But, like, that is not what the American West looks like. There would be giant mountains in the background in the American West. There's, like, nowhere you could be where there would not be giant mountains in the background. So I'm looking at all these scenes, and I'm seeing no mountains. I'm seeing, like, these little fake cowboy shanty towns. So this is the crazy thing about, Utah, right? Is it's like, you know, we have cowboy shanty towns. You literally can go out there and find old cowboy crap. Just like an old cowboy building or some garbage like that, right? In the back, in the Utah desert. But like I said, I guarantee you there's always going to be some mountains in the background. It's never going to be like a flat plain in the background. It's just not how it is. Actually, there probably are places like that. There actually are places like that, but the thing is, you will be able to see the mountains in the background. Like, basically, there will be a mountain somewhere in the background most of the time. If you angle it just right or something, you might be able to find a gap. But, like, generally, you expect to see a mountain in the background. So it's, like, really crazy because I'm looking at this and it does not look like the American West to me. It does not look like it took place in Arizona or Nevada or Utah. But that's the thing is, like I said, Texas does not count. Texas is not actually the American West. Honestly, New Mexico basically isn't either. It is. It actually is. Don't get me wrong. But like that like classic American West scene, most of New Mexico does not look like that. New Mexico is almost a part of like West Texas in terms of its geography. But if you really want to see that classic cowboy stuff, like in Raiders of the Lost Ark and stuff, there's a scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark where they go to a fancy like a fancy arch. That's a Utah classic. You only here in like Arizona do you get that stuff. Anywhere else you don't get it. It's like 99% of that stuff is like here actually, or maybe not 99%, but the overwhelming majority of that stuff is here. The red rock, the big red rock fins and the fancy arches and stuff like that. It's a Utah classic. That's really, see, I didn't know there were any of those movies, but it makes sense that there are. Is it set in Australia or is it supposed to be a fake Western? I need to look into this really quick. Hold up. Oh, he sees me, doesn't he? Oh, boo. I might be able to kill. Oh, shoot. Not if I get one shot. If I get one shot, I don't kill. Whoops. See, because I get the impression it's set in America, which is pretty funny. You know what? I really like Queensland is one of the places I want to see, because in the Australian version of steamed hams, there's like an Australian version of steamed hams on YouTube, and when he says when Principal Chalmers, or when Chalmers says he's from Utica. They have some banter there about Queensland, but I think isn't Queensland cool. See, that actually makes it a lot more interesting, because those Australian ones are, or I mean not those Australian ones, those Those European ones are set in America. So even though they're shot in like in like Italy or Spain or something, they're and they're all a bunch of Italian actors. They're set in the U.S. for some reason. They're set in like the Old West. Well, I mean, it makes sense because there was a European fascination with the Old West, which is funny because the place that I live, for example, right? It's almost kind of not really the Old West. Like, you know, the concept of like a bunch of guys in like saloons. You know, like there's like a gunslinger in a saloon and stuff, and cowboys and stuff. That isn't as much a thing here because this place is very Mormon, and it especially was back in the cowboy times. So there would be non-Mormon people in the Utah Territory. Yeah, there would be non-Mormon people in the Utah Territory, but there wouldn't be that many. So the funny thing is that this place, even though it's like the epitome of the American West, it's like not even that. It's actually not even that Western in the same way that we think of as being Western. You know? Oh shoot! Come on, man! Gotta try it again. I've been really dropping the ball here on this cycle. You'll have to forgive me. So it's like weird, right? Because when I think of this place, I think of like small Mormon towns or whatever, you know. I think of like little Mormon towns and like Mormon communities and stuff. I don't really think of like cowboys and that kind of stuff, even though this place is like the epitome of the American West. And so the spaghetti westerns are kind of interesting, right? Because they feature a mythology about the American West, but they don't really have anything to do with the reality of the American West. I mean, but there are cowboys here. There definitely were cowboys here and stuff like that, and mining towns and all kinds of crap like that. And I don't know, but to what extent they're Mormon or not, we don't know. You'd have to like know. But like any small towns that are still inhabited, or a lot of those are Mormon. So like there's still small towns on the out there in the countryside, and a lot of them are Mormon towns. Oh. There we go. There we go. Phew. Yeah, and they have this subplot about, one of them was like a few dollars more or whatever, and they have this weird subplot about the American Civil War, and it's like this weird kind of discordant thing, because as an American, even though those two things are really close to each other, I don't associate them with each other. I don't really associate the American Civil War with westward expansion. In my mind, it goes one then the other, you know? Those two things are not really happening at the same time. But I guess in reality, that's probably just a misunderstanding on my part, you know? Like, they're probably correct that the Civil War actually did have a lot to do with westward expansion. But generally, it's taught that that's kind of a mythos. The idea being is like a bunch of like Confederate people or whatever, like after losing, they went west. And I think that's a myth. I think that's a mythology. That's not actually that true. There may be some truth to that, but I don't not any more than like anybody else or something like that. Yeah, well that's the thing, is that they're the same period basically. Well, I think westward expansion is actually a little bit later. Because when's Wounded Knee? I can't remember when Wounded Knee is. But Wounded Knee happens. Wounded Knee, for example, that's a good example because Wounded Knee is way to the east of me. Wounded Knee is like way to the east of me. Wounded Knee takes place in like South Dakota or something. The Battle of Wounded Knee is either in not Kansas. It's in one of those states, and so that's like several states to the west, or I mean to the east. That's several states to the east of me. So whenever that happened, there were people in that territory. And then I think Brigham Young came, like what, 40? Is it 45, 46 or something? Days of 47, yeah. So the Mormons first arrived in the Salt Lake Valley in 1847. Oh, is that 1890 really? Is Wounded Knee really 1890? Wow. But But like the Mormon pioneers arrived here in the Salt Lake Valley in 1847, right? So that's happening at the same time, basically, as the Civil War, essentially. It's actually before, but forget. Or wait, no. Is that during the Civil War, or is that slightly before? I can't remember. I can't remember if the Civil War is 50 to 55 or 45 to 50. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, so that's basically happening at the same time as the Civil War, practically speaking, right? So it actually is really crazy how the foundation of my state is actually happening concurrently with the American Civil War, actually. And I just don't think of it as being that way. It's kind of interesting. Oh, yeah, so wait, oh, really? Okay, so, see, I got my decades mixed up. See, I'm an American. I'm supposed to know this stuff. I have failed in my duty as an American to remember which days exactly the Civil War took place during. For some reason, I thought it was 1850. No. Yeah, so, but you can see the Mormons arrived in the Salt Lake Valley before, before the Civil War even started, like a full decade, basically. And so, like, that's in Utah. Although, to be fair, I think the Mormons were, like... As long as you know who won. Yeah, there you go. That is true. But the Mormons, they're like one of those groups that, like, was one of the first groups to the west, or... They were like a... I wouldn't say one of the first, but that's sort of the idea, is that they were people who didn't necessarily have anywhere else to go, who were just like looking for a place, you know, just looking for something to grow crops or whatever, right? So so the idea being is that the westward expansion, I think, as far as I know, it takes place in waves or something. I don't know. I'd have to look at. I say I'm not an expert on westward expansion. That's like an entire topic. I know some things about westward expansion. I know that basically how it took place in a lot of ways was they just sort of gave people land. They just said, okay, well, you want to go west? Well, you get some free land for doing it. But the idea being is you only got so much. So, like, for example, so you have all these, like, really tiny small farms on the fringes that are moving westward. And so if you look at the current map of, like, places like Texas and stuff and a lot of states to the east, you'll find that they're weirdly subdivided. They're like, who owns the property is, like, really weird. So you have these big old states, or you have these states to the west, to the east of me, and they're all like subdivided into these weird box squares because that's how the U.S. government kind of like did it or something. And then what happened is over time, most of those people who tried to farm the land failed, and so subsequently their land was then acquired by their neighbors or whatever, right? And so it kind of, but the entire eastern half of the United States, including places like Texas, is kind of owned in these weird boxes. Which state looks like a cleaver? Oh, that's Oklahoma, I think, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's Oklahoma. I believe the one that looks like a little pot. The one that looks like a little, like a frying pan or whatever, or like a little, like a billy, or whatever. Yeah, that's Oklahoma. The one directly north of Texas, that is Oklahoma. Yeah. Yeah, because I see. I know some of the. I know most of the states, not all of them, but I know most of them. To be fair, in my defense, there's a lot to remember. But most of the American West. See, I don't know how they do it in Australia, but most of the American West, including the state that I live, is subdivided. It's like big, huge swaths of it are basically owned by the government. And so, like, the American West is like. If you go to the east, the first half of the American expansion was like an experimental period where they just let people take land, but it was actually not a very good system because most of the people who owned the land kind of like floundered with it. There's like lots and lots of like bad land to the east, actually, and usually the plots of land that they were given weren't actually that large. And so but if you look at the eastern half of the United States, the extent to which it's all private property is indicative of that. Yeah, so we have the same principle here, actually. where you have big, huge swaths of land that's owned by the federal government. And it's a nice system because you can actually go out there and experience that wilderness, and no one's gonna stop you. So like, you can go on hikes. You can go on hikes and stuff. You can go drive around out there and look for rocks. You're not technically supposed to take rocks, but no one's gonna stop you if you take a few. You're not supposed to take rocks, but they're only gonna stop you if you're taking like a lot or you're selling them or something, right? If you're like mining out there, but if you and your family can go out there and take like a handful of rocks, and it's cool. Get like a couple like pretty like stones or whatever. That's the thing. I used to do that all the time as a kid. We'd look for stuff like peacock stone and Apache's Tears, that's a really great one. Those are little marbles of what are they? Those are little marbles of obsidian that have been worn down by winds and rains. And so these pretty little beads of obsidian, actually. Sunstones, we got sunstones here too. Agates. I've dug up a bunch of garnets and agates too. Yeah, so it's not a bad system. Because you can get it's not like somebody owns the land. Yes, it's a weird name, but people always name stuff like that, weird stuff like that. Presumably the native people actually used them for tool making or something. Because they're perfect stones for that. You could nap them into oh shoot. Yes, it's a strange name. Even as a kid, I recognized that was a weird name. But that's what we call them. But you can convert those into those, they're real pretty though. Really pretty actually. Oh shoot, I'm out of poison. Uh-oh. Oh. See, if I didn't mortal draw, I would have enough. Oh shoot, I'm like dead. Oh no, cool. Covered. You can also find fossils too. The problem with the fossils is that they, people really want those. People really want those, and so there's people out there really looking for them and really digging them up. A lot of them aren't really worth anything. So like, there's a bunch of old fish fossils from the Bonneville Lake Flats. So the idea being is the entire area used to be a giant ocean, used to be a sea. It used to be called the Western Interior Seaway. In the times of like Tyrannosaurus Rexes and stuff, it used to be something called the Western Interior Seaway. And it was this giant sea. And then over time, that slowly filled in, and it became something called the Bonneville Lake. And so basically, this was a giant inland sea. Like a ridiculously massive inland sea called the Bonneville Lake. And lots of fish lived in the Bonneville Lake. And so you can find fish fossils all over the place. But they're nothing really special, is the thing. They don't really look all that interesting. The problem is we have a big chunk of Burgess Shale here too. We have this big, huge chunk of Burgess Shale. And so you can actually find trilobite fossils. You can find these really pretty trilobite fossils here. But yeah, so people really want those. So there's some stuff, so you can find some stuff. The main issue with it is that nobody's stopping. The main issue with the system is you have like a lot of people who are looking for some really specific valuable stuff, and That's potentially the issue. But you know, I don't know. It's not like my mom was very good at taking care of the fossils anyway. We go get fossils, and then my mom would just have them on the driveway, you know. So it's not like you know, it's a bit of the pot calling the kettle black, I guess you could say. When it comes right down to it. See, I can slide through that one. I just don't. The tragedy, yeah, the tragedy of the commons. I mean, like I said, at least you can go out there. There's only a couple. Most people aren't really looking for a lot of the good stuff, actually. Some of the good stuff people are looking for, but a lot of the good stuff people actually aren't really looking for that hard. Like I said, like there's big old beautiful garnets out there. Like big, huge, beautiful garnets and stuff, and agates, and all kinds of crazy cool stuff. The funny thing was, is as kids we were never that successful at finding good stuff. So every summer we'd go out into the desert looking for nice rocks, and we'd kind of always fail. Actually, is the funny thing. Yeah. The thing is, it'd probably be really hard to do the same thing in Australia because all this stuff is super far away. A lot of Australia people don't really know that much about, and a lot of it's really far away. So you can do this kind of stuff here in Utah because oh shoot, we gotta try that again. You can do a lot of stuff in Utah because it's not that far from the city, really. We're only a couple miles away from the heart of the city, really. And so because a lot of the stuff is only a couple miles from the heart of the city, and when I say a couple, I mean like 5 or 6, okay, right? So, because a lot of this stuff is only 5 or 6 miles from the city, it's really accessible. But if you live in like Sydney or something, and there's like a bunch of really fancy rocks out in the western, what are they called? Outback, in the western outback, you're never gonna get there. You know what I mean? Like that's like a 12-hour drive or something. You know, so it'd be like and then once you get there, there's like nobody around. There's like nowhere to stay. There's like nobody. So the American West is a lot easier to contend with, I think, than the outback. So even if that kind of stuff, so I'm sure that kind of stuff does exist out there in the outback. But actually getting to it and experiencing it would be significantly harder than it is here in the United States. Depending on where you are. There's probably places where that's also true. But at least where I live, you can do this kind of stuff partially because... and there's also an entire tourism industry in the southern half of the state, too. So if you're really far to the south, you got plenty of places to go. Those blue hills, yeah. You know what, I didn't... They're so crazy is apparently they're blue because, I guess there's probably communities on the southern coast, I think, right? But like, let's say you wanted to go to some place in the north. I don't know. There's stuff out there, I'm sure. I'm sure there's ways you could go out into to the wilderness and find cool stuff in Australia. Even if you live in Sydney, but I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know what that would look like. Like, there's a big, huge tourism industry in the south of the state too. So even if you're in the south of the state, you got lots of stuff. Cause the Grand Canyon's down there, and so's Arches. Yeah, that's so crazy. What's up with that? That's wacky. Apparently it smells. Apparently you can smell it. Which, is interesting. Pull up. You see the canyons. The funny thing is that when you talk about the Blue Hills, so if you want to cross the mountains here, sometimes it's actually really crazy. So first off, they have to blast. In some cases, a highway literally is blasted through the rock. They have to basically blow, and that's probably also true, and that's probably also something that could happen in Australia just fine. But sometimes they'll have to blast holes through the rock, and if you want to cross the mountains, you have to go through one of the canyons. And there's a bunch of these canyons, and they're actually kind of dangerous if you're not careful. Because there's these roads right on the sides of like cliffs and stuff. And so people, every once in a while, somebody gets hurt up and driving in the canyons. Because there's these big, huge rock canyons that they have that are cut through the mountains. That you have to, like Parley's Canyon and stuff. So that's actually another interesting facet of the mountains here. That's the thing about the mountains is that they do actually they affect like the roads. So if you want to go from like say Colorado here, you have to pass through one of those, at least one of those canyons. I think more even. You have to pass through like a couple canyons or something. And if you're driving in the middle of the night and stuff, it can be dangerous if you're unlucky. So actually, the fact that the fact that we have really rocky mountains here is actually kind of it does actually affect some stuff, for sure. But if you go to the west, for example, there's a big flat stretch. You'll see some mountains to your north, but it is a relatively flat stretch. And I think if you look south, if you head west towards Nevada and you look south, you will. I think the mountains are real far away. So you could probably get some shots where it's like just flat. But it'd be a little tough to do. Where am I going? Monkey. Oh no. We need to do I need to do Hirata Estate. I almost forgot about Hirata Estate. Do I have axe? I do have axe. Because I'm gonna need that. I almost forgot about Hirata Estate. Ridiculous. Yeah, this is definitely, it's, I don't know. Like I said, this is why I want to go to Australia. I want to decide if Australia is a nicer place to live than the place I live. Like, I actually want to do that. I actually want to go to Australia, and I want to find out. Drunkard man. Yes, I know, I have to kill stupid drunky man. I have to kill Juzo the drunkard. That's right. You hit the nail right on the head there. It's unmistakable. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I want to decide if Australia is a better place to live than the place I live. That's what I want to do. I want to go to Australia, and I want to decide if it's a nicer place than the place that I live. Because I kind of think it probably is. I could be wrong about that. Maybe I just don't know what I'm talking about. Oh. There's a possibility that Australia is not as nice as the place I live, but I don't think that's true. I think Australia is a much nicer place. And I think everything in Australia must be better than Utah. Probably. That's my theory. That's my working theory. Is that Australia is like a paradise. It's like it's like California and the Grapes of Wrath or whatever. Where everything is nicer. The soil is really sandy though. That's kind of weird. Everywhere, that's true, yeah. One thing, yeah, so for example, like in Australia, the soil is really sandy. That is weird to me. I don't understand that. My Utah mind cannot comprehend sandy soil. The soil here is not sandy at all. It's very, very rocky. For reasons that are obvious. Because we live near the mountains. So the water hasn't had time to wear the stones down or whatever, you know? So that's one thing. I think maybe if I go to Australia, I will have like a culture shock so extreme that it will eradicate my my spinal cord or whatever. I'll be rendered paraplegic by the sights that I see. Okay, axe is actually kind of good. Let's do it again. Boom. Alligators, mountain. We got all that stuff here. Except for the alligators, actually. We don't have alligators here. Alligators is the one thing we don't have here, but we have mountain lions and rattlesnakes for sure. I actually encountered a rattlesnake as a little kid. This is a real story. So as a little tiny kid, I encountered a rattlesnake, actually, and I just walked away from it. I just ignored it, and but yeah, I remember it. Our possums are cuter. That's true. I've seen some of those like quolls and stuff. Some of those like meat-eating opossums you guys have. Those are very adorable. In Queensland. Some of those like meat-eating opossums or whatever. I'm jealous. I wish I could hang out with a cute, adorable opossum. See, if I ever go to Australia, I'll have also, I've seen those videos of the roos. You know those videos that are like of the like the kangaroo going into the bar or whatever? Like it's like the woman's like, mate, you don't work here. I love that. Truly, truly, I want to become an Estrella Boo. Actually, that's what I want to do. I want to be an Estrella Boo. Straya. Okay, see, I didn't get the backstab there. Should I just ceremonial Tanta this? There we go. How do I kill this guy? See, there's no quick way to kill the axe guys. The axe guys are kind of like Bone D's. And the game knows it. They're like, we don't want you to quick kill the axe guys. What are they doing? Like stuck on the... This is like so crazy. You know what, actually? You know what I can do now, actually? Where is it? Yeah, that's right. See, I would love to see a bunch of Australian opossums. So yeah, I think before I even went to Japan, I'd want to go to Australia, actually. I want to hang out with the Australian people. And their... and all the various other foibles. I want some bush tucker. That's what I really want, is I want some bush tucker. I want to taste the weird fruits or whatever that they got. Kangaroo meat. Kangaroo milk. I want to have some kangaroo milk. That too. I want some kangaroo milk, some of those like weird berries. You know, like a finger lime. I guess a finger lime. I guess you got finger limes. Isn't that native to Australia, a finger lime? All that good stuff. I don't know. I don't know. Forgive me. You'll have to forgive me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, there you go. See, I could have a finger lime. Bush caviar. Yeah, there you go. Hell yeah. That's that could be me. I could experience bush caviar. I could eat some bugs or whatever. Can't you eat ants? Aren't ants edible? Oh. Yeah, I could eat some bush ants or whatever. Whatever the heck is going on there. I think I saw a video on this, but I can't remember anything because they all complained about how bad it all tastes. That it was all so terrible. So I can't remember. I watched a video about it, but I can't remember anything they actually said because they complained about how bad it all was. So and apparently people like apparently people can people like kangaroo meat. Apparently, I watched an American guy eat kangaroo, and he was like, "It's the worst thing I've ever tasted." Not like the worst thing I've ever tasted, but like it's horrible. But then I heard some other guy talk about eating kangaroo. Witchetty. Oh, witchetty, eh? Nar. Witchetty. See, I heard some old guy call it bush tucker. Some old guy called it bush tucker, I guess. So that's what I heard. Yes, it's very lean and it's very gamey. It has like a weird taste to it. Yes. But apparently people like it. Apparently there's some people in Australia who like it, which is so strange to me. Because like I said, I watched an American guy eat some and he was like, it's the worst thing ever. So it's like really weird. Let's try axe against this guy. I did not do it. Huh. Cool. Hey, thanks for the tip, actually. That's really cool. That's actually good news for me. That's actually the kind of thing I would watch. Whoosh Taka. Tasty bush tucker. You can add me a finger lime, whatever. I don't know. I can't do it. And then I can practice my Australian accent. Yeah, see, that would be really cool. See, I should... Okay, cool. There you go. Thanks for hooking it up, actually. That's actually the kind of thing I want to watch. That is legitimately the sort of thing I want to watch, actually. So I'm going to go look that up. Bush Tucker Man. Let's see here. Let's take a look at that. Bush Tucker Man. Bush Tucker Man. Then I can work on my Australian accent. Yeah, look at this. Sorry. I think my microphone broke. Yes, there we go. It's back. Okay. Yes, which is like really worrisome because if you don't cook it right, that seems like it'd be really tough. It seems like it would be like I'd be worried about like diseases or something from kangaroos. There's a lot of meat here where you can't really eat it because it's like so diseased. Like apparently you can't eat like bear. Like you're really not supposed to eat bear meat because not only does it not taste very good, it's like full of diseases. So that's the only thing that would worry me about like not cooking a kangaroo meat all the way through. But I guess it's fine. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. But that's the thing is I think of it as being game, you know? Like I think to myself like, oh, this is like a game meat, you know? Like they're out there in the outback shooting a red kangaroo or whatever, you know? Which I'm sure people have done. But that's sort of the thing. I don't think of it as being a farm animal, you know? Because we don't have them here. No one's farming them here, as far as I know. If somebody is, that'd be pretty funny, but as far as I know, nobody's farming them here. We have people who farm like ostriches and stuff here, but we don't have any kangaroo farms, as far as I know. But I think ostrich probably just tastes like chicken, basically. I mean, I don't know. I've never actually had ostrich because it's not something that we've ever eaten. I've had bison. I've had American bison, buffalo meat, or whatever, which is actually pretty good. That was actually pretty good. I like that. I like bison meat a lot, actually. It wasn't like amazing or anything, but it was fine. It was like a weird kind of lean beef, if I remember correctly. It's been a long time since I've had it. I think the burger I had was a little dry, but other than that, it was great. So I think I get the feeling that even if you wanted to farm something weird here in the U.S., you could farm like an American bison or something. And so I don't think anyone out here is like, oh yes, I can't wait to farm. I don't know if Americans have the taste for a kangaroo. I mean, I've never had it. Maybe I'll have kangaroo. I'll try kangaroo and I'll love it. I'll be like, this is the best food ever. Give us more kangaroo meat, is what I'll say to myself. Maybe someday. Maybe that's the future. Maybe eating kangaroo hamburgers and steaks is going to be the new America. You never know. Oh. Oh, stab. Okay, I'll probably just summon the guy. I'll just have no Gami Gensei here. Okay. Excuse me, gentlemen. Oh, there he is. There we go. We just need to kill this last one. Boom. Do I have... Oh, I don't have fire on. So we need shuriken and we need fire.
I do think fire is probably the easiest way to deal with these, mostly. I think I'm, like, really resistant to using fire on them because they don't always burn. But I think now that I'm, like, actually trying it, fire is, like, obviously the best for these enemies. Uh-oh. What hit me? Oh, it's Archer. Over there. There we go. Oh, he still has a second health bar. Boo. That's the problem with fire, is you can't guarantee a burn unless you would like do it during very specific windows. Boom. Uh-oh. Let's see here. But yeah, I don't know. Where should I go in Australia? If I go to Australia, where should I go? Is there like a place? Is there like a place some out there that I should go? Do I need to go to like Darwin or something? Like, where's the place to go in Australia, other than like Sydney? Because I'm gonna go to Sydney, of course. Sydney's where I have to go. I got to see that Sydney. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. That's a good question. Other than, I think I'll have to go to the Outback. I'll need to, like, hire somebody to take me to the Outback. Is, like, the one issue. And it's, like, a really huge place, so I need to figure out where I want to go in the Outback. I think Uluru is a little too mainstream for me. That's the one thing. I think Uluru is a little too mainstream. I want to go someplace a little more off the beaten path. I need to go to, like, some desert stop in the middle, right in the center of the continent or something. Something like that. Or maybe just to Darwin. I don't know. Boy, it's going to be... Isn't it like a 4-hour flight? Copper Petty, huh? What's this Copper Petty? Petty? Let's see. Copper Petty. Let's take a look at this. Whoa, look at this. Whoa, look at this. Hello. See, this is you're right on the money. This is the kind of stuff I want to see. What's even going on here? What's his store? I'm looking at this picture and there's a bunch of jewelry, huh? Umona Opal Mine. Whoa, Opal Mine Museum. Hell yeah. Joe's Tours. Look at this. Yeah, hey, you're right. You're onto something. In northern and South Australia, north of Adelaide on the Stuart Highway. Whoa, cool. Cool. Cooper Petty is also renowned for its below-ground dwellings called dugouts. Cool. See, we have that. We have some of those here. They're not very common, but we have those here too. Yeah. Out in the desert and stuff, you'll have people who live like that, and you'll have places that are like that. Kolkatha Bangara, the term for Kupa Piti, which translates to White Fella's Hole. Umuna, which means long life, and is also the name for the mulga tree. Cool. Huh. Where is it on the map? Where is it in the map? Where is it on the old map of Australia? Show me it on the map, please. Cooper Petty. Where is it on the old map? Let's take a look here. Oh, cool. Hey, there you go. That seems like a nice place to go. Wow, this is way out of there, huh? This is way freaking out there, isn't it? Jeez. Davenport. Hamayu. See, I want to go to the north. Now that I look at it, I want to go to like Jabiru or something. What is Jabiru? I want to go to Jabiru. There you go, the Mercure Kakadu Hotel. Oh, wait, never mind. See, I just don't know anything about Australia. Apparently, they have lots and lots of hotels in Australia. I guess. Oh, never mind. I'm told. Alright, here we go. What's Pepper Marty? See, I want to go to what? I want to go to Pepper Marty. What is this? I want to go to Wadeye. What is Wadeye? Look at this tiny ass place. Delina Columbort. The TDC Village. Wadeye Petrol Station. LPO. Yeah, see, I want to go to whatever the heck Wadeye is. Oh, okay, interesting. I just want to go to some random place. Also, Sovereign Hills Ballarat. Let me take a look at this Sovereign Hills Ballarat. I want to go to Wadeye. Wadeye is the place I want to go. Well, let's look at this Sovereign Hills. See, apparently I don't know nothing about Australia because it looks like there's tons of people out in the West. Actually, I thought there was like no one out there, but apparently there's tons of crap. Look at this. Let's take a look at this Sovereign Hills. Where is this? Oh, this is a big old town, huh? This is a big old town. This is right out of Melbourne. This is a big old town. This looks like Salt Lake City. This ain't that much. This probably is not that much smaller than Salt Lake City here. Well, it is. It is. I think Melbourne is like Salt Lake City. Yeah, Melbourne's like Salt Lake City. I think Melbourne actually might be bigger than Salt Lake City. So maybe I'll go to Melbourne. But I want to go to I want to go to like what was I saying again? I want to go to where's the farthest town away from everything? What was I looking at again? Wadeye. I want to go to Wadeye. There we go. That's pretty good. I want to go to Linden or whatever. Yanari. There you go. Someday I'm going to go out there. Where's Wadeye? I think some of these are too big for me. Yeah, I want to go to Wadeye. Let me see here. Wadeye. Oh, I'm supposed to be playing Sekiro, aren't I? This is too interesting. I'm sorry. I know, sorry. This is too interesting. I'm really sorry. This is far too interesting. It's okay. Marble Bar in Western Oz. There you go. See, I want to go to whatever that is. I want to see whatever that is. I want to go there. That's what I want. That's where I want to go. I want to go to Marble Bar. I want to go to Sovereign Hills Ballarat. I want to go to Wadeye. Whatever the heck is in Wadeye, I don't know. What even is Wadeye? Nobody knows. Nobody knows what Wadeye is. I want to go there. I want to go see the people of Wadeye. Some old lady or whatever who's like, "Hi, Gov." And I'm like, "Hi, I'm looking for the local bush tucker." You go. I'll say that. That's what I'll say. I'll be like, "Hey, love, I'm looking for the bush tucker." That's what I'll say. That's how I'll greet the Australian people. Oh god. Oh god, I'm dead. That's how I will greet the lovely Australian people. "Hi, mate. I'm looking for the bush tucker." Uh-oh. Gotta try that again. Gotta try that again. I'll see some old lady. She'll be like... She'll say something incomprehensible that I will have no idea what she's saying. Ah, excellent. Good. Yes, I can't wait. I'll be like, "Show me to the bush tucker, eh? Or whatever. Show me to the copper mine or the bush tucker." I'm not really very picky. Or the local museum of some kind. Some kind of establishment you got. Just whatever establishment you got, I want to look at it and give you money to see it. And that's how Australia's gonna go someday. Someday. Someday I'll go to Australia. I don't know why Australia is the place I want to go so bad, but that's really what it comes down to. It's just like the weirdest place. It's actually not, but all the animals and trees and stuff are gonna be weird as hell. I'm gonna see all like kinds of weird doggos and stuff. I'm gonna see like little rats and scorpions or whatever. Whatever they got, I don't even know. It's just gonna be different than the stuff we got here. Yes, thank you. I someday hope to be a great guest for the fine Australian people. And their delicious bush tucker. I can't wait to kickstart the bush tucker industry, where foreigners come to eat horrible, terrible food that for like roots and stuff, roots and ants or whatever they got, whatever's going on. I'm all about it. I could go to the Opal Museum actually. The Opal place is probably the place I should go, because I actually want to see the Opal Museum. Or whatever they got. See, I didn't get the... Oh, there it goes. Okay, cool. No! Not goons. Uh-oh. See, someday... This'll be what I... This is one of those things that's on the list of things. Of things I can't wait to do. I'll get a hat. I'll put on a hat or something. See, you know what's so funny? You can wear a hat here. You actually kind of can't wear a hat here because it's too windy. You can't, like, umbrellas are really bad here and hats are really bad here because it's way too windy all the time. So going to a place where I can wear a hat, where I can wear like a big wide-brimmed hat or something would be really nice. Because it's way too windy here. You can't wear like a straw hat here. Or it'll just fly off in the wind. That's the thing about Utah. There's always a breeze or a wind or something blowing through. There we go. Uh-oh. And then we just have to kill Monkey, I think. Or no, I need to go talk to Kuro. There we go. That was like really messy, but I did it. I like how the animation pushes her out of the corner so I don't clip into the wall. That's really great. Yes, going to good old... definitely. Yeah, see, I need to plan that someday. That's top of the list, I think. I think Australia is top of the list for whatever reason. For whatever reason, Wad Eyes is now the top of the list. That's the place I want to go most of all. And then another couple places, Japan would be pretty cool, and then so would what's the other one? Ireland. Ireland is another place I'd love to go. I'd love to go to Ireland. Just to see whatever's going on there. Go to Galway. Go to Galway into the far west of Ireland. That'd be really cool. And I could be like, well, I probably wouldn't put on a fake Irish accent if I went to Ireland. That's probably not really an appropriate thing to do. I think maybe I probably shouldn't do that no matter where I go, honestly. A little tiny bit. Okay, what am I oh yeah, Kuro. We need to talk to Kuro. Kuro's the important thing here. We gotta talk to old Kuro. Okay. We'll drain your dialogue really quick just so I don't have to come back. Okay. Just so I can get this out of the way before oh yeah, there we go. And then I should be able to get her to the top of the stairs right now. And then that'll be really nice and convenient. And then hopefully I'll be able to beat the game next stream. Whenever that is. I think it's tomorrow. Today's Thursday. Okay. Okay, so we need to talk to Emma now. And then all we need to do is get her up to the top of the stairs. Okay. So the Everblossom. Okay. Let's see if I can get the... Oh, okay, nope, that's... Not yet. We don't have it yet. We need to talk to Emma again. Okay. Yeah, okay, there we go. That's it. I needed the Immortal Severance scrap. Ah, we gotta reset the area. Gotta reset the area. Gotta try it again. Yeah, this is kind of the saddest part of the run, for sure. You know, it's like I didn't come to be told a story. You know, I came here to do action stuff. You know? It's like, what are they doing with the story stuff? It's like, I don't even know. I don't even know. I can't keep track of it. You know, they're always like, you gotta do the thing, Wolf. And I'm like, what are you talking about? These guys. But it's okay, you know? It's fine. We carry on in spite of it. In spite of it, we carry on. We move forward in time. Towards a bright future or whatever. Hold up. Okay, I think that covers that. Okay, so now I talk to him. Oh no, where is he? Yeah, there he is. Okay. Now I should be able to get the eavesdrop. Okay, yeah, there it is, right there. Yeah. So now I should be able to. Oh no, I reset the area again. So what I'll do is I'll head to no, she should teleport instantly. Actually, I should teleport up here, and she should be up here. I think. I believe. I'm not certain, but I believe. Yeah, there she is. Okay, that's right. There we go. I agree. Kuro could not be allowed to die. Okay. And then that'll get me Father's Bell Charm when I come back. I'll still have to go through the set of events, but that's all there is to it. So now we just need to head to whatever's next. Or what is it? Yeah, it's Monkey. It's Monkey next. So I gotta go through. I gotta punch through. Shirahuji. Yeah, that's right. So poison. There we go. Then I should be able to what is it? Sorry, I'm slowing down a little bit. We're getting towards the end of the stream, so I'm kind of running out of steam here. Especially considering it's been such a hardcore stream. Although I haven't actually done that. It's been very tiresome. No, I shouldn't say tiresome. That's not the right word for it. It's been very exhausting because I've thought to myself, well, now I have to go to Australia, and the gears are turning of like how the heck I'm gonna go there, what I'm gonna do. It's a giant to-do, is what it really is. It's a massive to-do. Oh. It's a big old massive to-do. Now that I think about it. How will I secure a car out there? Do I ride a train? Is that how that works? Surely not. There must be cars that... You must need cars to get somewhere. You probably need cars to get somewhere, but I don't know where. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Train is pricey. Well, whatever. You know, I'm on vacation. That's fine. Train may be pricey, but I'm on vacation, so that's okay. They'll get me good for the train out west or whatever. That's fine. I only got to ride it once, so it's all good. Or whatever. I guess I have to ride it twice on the way back, don't I? Take a boat or whatever. I don't know. Okay, come on. You know, I should have died. Yeah, because I'm like totally stuck here. Okay. Is it really expensive to go west on the train, really? But you probably can't go all the way north. You probably can't go north on the train, right? Doesn't the train run along the coast, basically? Doesn't it go from like Melbourne to Perth or whatever it's called? I don't remember. I don't know what the town is called, but there's a town on the southwestern coast, and that's the train goes from like, because I watched a video about like the time zones there. There's like some goofy deal with time zones in the area where the time zone changes in like a really weird way, as like a weird experiment to like change people's like clocks or whatever. Because that train was like when that was like, there was like an experimental like time zone thing, I think, right? See, I don't know. There's like one of the world's weirdest time zones. Oh, okay. What's the cheap way to get out there? If the trains are expensive, what's the cheap way? Just renting a car? Uh-oh. Ow. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not terribly worried. I'll figure out a way when I finally get out there. Oh. Yeah, it's a long. I know it's a long way. It's actually it's like surprisingly long. It's like a really, really huge distance, actually. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. But my understanding is it's quite a large distance to a lot of that stuff. A lot of those towns are not anywhere near the major cities. Like it's like 8 hours or 6 hours or something by car, and that's going at highway speeds, or that's going at a good clip. A lot of dirt roads and all that, I assume. See, if I just wave around enough money, somebody will take me out there. I guarantee you that. If I'm just willing to put up like 100, you know, if I'm willing to pay a guy a good chunk of change, I'll find a way. I'll find a way out there. That's not going to be the issue. As long as I got as long as I got some good money in my hands. I'm sure that's not going to be the problem. I'm sure the issue is going to be where all the dunnies and stuff are, you know, all that kind of stuff. Got to make sure I have lots of those kinds of supplies ready to go, food and what have you, you know, random stuff like that. I mean, they got to get food somehow, so you know, I guess it probably won't be that big an issue. Clothes, you know, that kind of stuff. I mean, let me make sure I have like a couple changes of clothes, but not too many because I don't want to like be lugging around a big thing. Cool. Okay, I want to try this against this guy. I want to try Umbrella against this guy. That's what I want to do. But I'm not going to be able to do it except for the last one. I need to block everyone except for the last one. And then I need to use the umbrella to block the last one. And that's how we're going to do this. You can't use it. You can't rotate the umbrella and that work. You gotta blast these guys the hard way. Or I mean, you gotta block everyone except for the last one, and then you block the last one and then do the counter attack with Living Force. And I think maybe that'll work. I think that maybe that's how I make this pay off. I think this is mostly for style points though, because he's not that hard to kill. Even so. Oh, he backed up on me. Oh, cool, voice. Yeah, see, that's the thing, is that that's like really cool in theory. But I think in practice it it's like it's whatever. Oh shoot. Oh, yeah, see, wow, this is really tough to do. Oh, shoot. Gotta try it again. I think it's not worth it. I think using the umbrella is just not worth it here. I think you can't do the magnet umbrella. You can't do the magnet, or wait, no, can't you? Or no, wait. Maybe I can? Am I just doing it wrong, actually? Maybe. Maybe we try this again, because I don't think I'm doing the release. I think you need to do the release for this to work. Or don't I... Well, no, isn't there a release? Isn't there like a way I can... Isn't there like an energy release thing that I can do with the umbrella? With the magnet umbrella? No, there's something I'm forgetting. There's something I'm not doing correctly. There's something I'm not doing correctly here, because I know for a fact you can absorb energy with the umbrella, and then like unleash it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that was fine. But I don't think I did it right. Maybe I did. Maybe I did do that right. Actually, that actually might have been perfect. Oh, yeah. See, then he does that though. So it's like even if you do it right, he can still just like sweep you and just like throw. Yeah, that's what I thought. It just like costs like 1,000,000 spirit emblems, but I did do it right. Yeah. Maybe I'll try it one more time. I think it's entirely gimmicky. I think on the Ashen Elite it's pretty cool. But I think for this guy it's like entirely a meme. Because it costs like 1,000,000 spirit emblems. And you don't even really get anything for it. Like there's like no way that this is like all that good. Oh, I screwed it up there, yeah. I think it's like absolutely not worth it. Maybe I'll try it one more time. I think when you start spinning the umbrella, that's where the problems arise. Okay, no, actually, I don't know. That was okay. I think you can't just do that. I think you have to mix it in with regular blocks, but yeah, it was okay. It was okay. I think he racked up more posture damage that way than he does normally. But like I said, I don't think it's actually worth the spirit emblems. I actually don't think those enemies are that hard. I think that's actually like a very simple enemy. That's the thing, is I think for the Ashen Elite it's really cool, but I think for that guy it's actually not even worth it. I think that's a gimmick. That's like a YouTube like short gimmick. You know what I mean? Like you see like a YouTube short where it's like somebody quick killing that guy with Umbrella, And it's like, it's fine. But if he does the sweep, it's like a huge pain. That's the other issue. Is like he sweeps and you have to be prepared for the sweep. And if you're like umbrellas up while you sweep, it's not gonna, like, that's just no good. Or, I mean, I don't know, maybe you can block the sweep? Maybe you can block the sweep, I actually don't know. Yeah, I know it does. It does look cool, and it is faster. It is absolutely faster, I think. If you do it like perfectly, it is faster for sure. I think. I could be wrong. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm not right about that. Maybe it just seems faster because it's cooler, but I don't know. It seems like it's faster too, for sure. But yeah, like actually, like countering him after the spin though is like really hard because he backs up immediately. So you need to parry the last one and then instantly back up, or and then instantly counter him, or it's gonna back up before you can counter him. So it's like really odd. Or you have to counter him the second the last attack comes out, or the second the last attack connects. So I think that's the bigger issue. Oh, okay. Interesting. Poo-poo monkey? Everyone's favorite boss, the poo-poo monkey. I love his poo-poo monkey ways. Uh-oh. The silly poo-poo monkey. Excuse me. Uh-oh. This boss, I think, might actually be worth gunpowdering. Yeah, because he's just, yeah. It also doesn't really cost that many spirit emblems. Oh, shoot. I think you can also set him on fire, too. I could be wrong about that. Yeah, there we go. And then he slams in front of him. So you immediately get the, I've tried Mortal Blade on him, and or no, you know what I should try? Let me do this, actually. No, that did not work. Well, it kind of did, actually. That was okay. Because I think what you're actually supposed to do on him is you're supposed to gunpowder him, or you're supposed to Shinobi Firecracker him, and then... Oh, shoot. You're supposed to Shinobi Firecracker him, and then you're immediately supposed to, Mortal Blade him, Mortal Draw him. Like so, and then we go. Boom. Yeah, but I'm in the wrong position to do it. I'm not doing it correctly. I'm like in front of him, and I need to be to the side of him for that to ever work. Well, you don't need... The thing is, because we're doing Spear for this phase, because I use Spear on this phase, we don't actually need more than like a handful of Spirit Emblems. And this will be where the once I kill this guy, the stream, well, I'm gonna end stream. And then that'll set up the second half of the game. Hopefully I can beat the second half of the game next stream. The main problem is that includes Headless. That includes all of Fountainhead Palace and Headless. All the Headless, so that could be an issue. But if I really lock in, I should be able to beat the game next stream. And then that'll prime the speedrun setup. Oh, I don't have it equipped. There we go. Oh, I didn't do it right. Uh-oh. Oh, whoopsies. I think I seem to have counted my chickens before they have hatched. That's typical me. That's got me written all over it. Oh, bam. Okay. Uh-oh. Once again. The failure to launch. Oh. Or however you want to put that. There you go. The scream? There we go. There we go. This is a good place to stop too. And I'm right on time. It's 9 p.m. and everything, so have a good night everyone. Thanks for watching. And I will be back tomorrow night, I think. What's tonight? What is tonight? Is it Thursday? I think I'll be back tomorrow night, hopefully to beat the game, and then I'll take a break on Saturday. Yeah, and then Sunday will be the yeah, you too, thank you. Good nice chatting with you. Good nice chatting with you guys. It's been really awesome. Can't wait to yes. My Utah tucka. Indeed, I gotta go to the grocery store and everything. My delicious Utah tucka. Okay. Give me just 1 second. Yep. Have a good night.